To China, where extreme weather events continue to devastate the country due to climate change. We'll bring you a special report. Now to China, where recent flooding has claimed more than 80 lives and also caused vast economic damage. What's also shocked many there is that the floods struck parts of the country that are not normally subject to these types of disasters. Chinese scientists are blaming climate change, warning that extreme weather events are hitting the country more frequently and with greater devastation than ever before. Our China correspondent Stephen McDonald visited Luoxingdun Island in the country's floodplain in the south and also to the town of Zhuozhou in the north, which is normally flood-free. Here's his special report.
China's recent floods hit hard in parts of the country not accustomed to them. And its meteorological administration says both extreme temperatures and precipitation have definitely increased in recent decades.
It's one thing to talk about climate change in the abstract, quite another to consider real human impacts. This whole town is having to rebuild after the recent floods, and all these businesses, they've been completely trashed by the floodwaters. And the people here, they don't know how they're going to be able to get back to the way their lives were.
Both this man's shops in Zhuozhou, Hebei province, were submerged by the floodwaters.
It will take me 8 to 10 years to recover from these losses. The government has not said whether it will compensate us.
Another man who runs a warehouse said even goods stored high up were destroyed. His wife showed us their mud-filled home.
I can't describe how I felt when I saw this. Our life's work, it's over.
Every year, China's flooding seems worse, and official statistics appear to confirm it. In 2011, the country recorded around 6 floods a month during the summer. By this year, there are 10 times as many. The impact has even struck China's overall food supply. In August, 40% of the famous Wuchang rice crop was wiped out by flooding.
I've never seen floods here in all my life. This is the first time.
When I saw the water hit here, I cried. Our crops are gone. I lost everything. It's hard to calculate.
Then, in the south, where flooding is supposed to happen, there are fears of a drought closing in. Li Chunshui grew up next to Poyang Lake and drives a boat out to Luoxingdun Island when there's enough water.
This year's water level is very low. Old people say this has only occurred once before, in the early 1950s.
Since the Song dynasty 1,000 years ago, the temple has been surrounded by water during the rainy season. Recent droughts have exposed it much earlier. A couple of months ago, all of this was underwater. But as the waters have receded, the island behind me has become accessible by land. And this historic site has become something of an environmental barometer to measure whether water levels are where they should be at any given time of year. Extreme weather is focusing attention on climate change in China. But can this huge country combine with the rest of the world quickly enough to do something about it? Stephen McDonald, BBC News, Jiangxi Province.